Hello and welcome again to Living World of Darkness Rage Across New York. The scene is set in a little, well, in a neighborhood that isn't quite as developed as it ought to be. There are lots and lots and lots that seem to be quite vacant and quite empty. However, one particular house seems to be fully and utterly complete, but in its amazing isolation, it pretty much stands alone. But on this particular piece of real estate, we see two of our characters. One, Alan Stewart, the other, Leah Krikos, going ahead and just, well, at the moment, sitting on the porch as the grand rays of Helios go ahead and just touch the sky right now. Twilight is fast approaching, and on the other end of the horizon, Luna and its gibbous moon is starting to rise.
Wow, that was very descriptive. Yeah, so what is this porch like anyways? Does it have like a swing or anything, or is it just like on the front porch steps type thing?
It can have swing.
I don't care, I was just asking. Front porches come in so many shapes and sizes and stuff. I'm fine with steps, it's cool.
Fair enough. You are sat at a stoop.
Alrighty. So I'm assuming he just in theory got home, right? Like she actually just finally saw him?
Yep.
Okay.
Alan has gone ahead and visited the Sept to do some Septly business, but after that is done, he has finally found and made his way back to the pack house.
That's cool. Alright. Then I'm going to assume that he's sitting next to her. She's kind of got one arm wrapped around his and she's kind of leaning against his shoulder. Just kind of watching the sun go down, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Alan, for his part, is enjoying to do a can of Lone Star that he got from the refrigerator, actually. And he's sporting a little bit of a buzz right now.
Oh, good. All right. Yeah, this is just gonna kind of turn to him and just be like, so how was the trip then? Tell me.
The trip was, well, it was a bit interesting. I learned a lot.
Good. Did you get to like actually do anything? Was it all just learn, learn, learn?
It was mostly learn, learn, learn. They ran me pretty ragged.
Was there some dude there who, I don't know, what was the name he said? Something like Big Head or something?
What? I didn't know Big Head.
I don't really. Just met him, I guess you could say twice, but it was all within the same thing. He was running around your head at the same time I was.
Oh shit. I'm sorry. I kind of forgot about him and you and fuck.
No, he was nice enough. Didn't bother me. It seemed to bother him a little bit. He said things felt a little too small for him.
Well, he was a pretty big dude. I mean, he was like 9 feet tall.
And I'm
Even in
like,
Galabro.
yeah, well, that's crazy, but once he realized that I was there, he was like, oh, okay, and I'm kind of, apparently you sized things down for me. Which is one of the
What?
funnier things I've ever heard of. He said things felt smaller to him than they should be, but that's because you were doing something to make the dreams more friendly to me.
Fair enough. They taught me lucid dreaming. Well, I already knew lucid dreaming what it was, and I practiced it for many years when they told me I was a gibbous moon. I just thought it was a very, very handy skill to have.
That's fine. It just made for a very interesting dream. I'd never had someone who had that kind of control.
I'll take that as a compliment.
It is. So you really don't remember any of it, or you were just kind of...
Big Head went ahead and told me quite a number of stories while I was sleeping. Don't quite remember you in any of those dreams.
Most people don't even know I'm there.
Well, there you go.
I mean, until I can learn to do stuff in there, and then I imagine it becomes more noticeable because things are changing.
I can definitely imagine.
Most of the time, it's a lot like being a voyeur. Just kind of go in there, see what you see, go, uh-huh, and then you leave. Or you get punted out if someone wakes up. I've discovered that happens too.
What dreams have we been surfing through lately?
What do you mean?
Well, besides me.
I've only been in yours once. And you know about it because you said it was okay, and I'm telling you right now. I wasn't going to tell you that on the phone. By the way, guess what I was doing?
I imagine sunbathing here was quite a bit awkward.
Sunbathing here? What does it have to do with anything? I'm so confused.
Well, I did some sunbathing and I did some surfing. It was actually quite a relaxing vacation. You'll notice that Alan is actually wearing cargo shorts and a Hawaiian t-shirt, and that he's a bit more tanned.
Well, at least you got to do something besides hear stories. No, I've been, let's see. Callie's the one time you knew about. I've been in Connor's head once. We still haven't met, maybe for the best, but he's awake. He is awake now. I was really worried about him, but he is up and about, so this is good.
I will pretend I know what that means and be very glad for him.
Well, no, I told you I was worried about him because I was having those weird. I tried to get in his dreams, and he knew he was dreaming, but he couldn't get out. And I'm going, I don't even know where he is. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do with that. All I can do is have information, and not know where to do with it. But he's up, so whatever that was, coma or something. I don't know. Some weird ass mage coma. And I heard actually that it wasn't just him. But it was some other ones too. At least one other one I know of.
So a lot of people just going ahead and having themselves a fantastic coma. Wait. Whoa. Hold on a second. Let me walk inside. Alan's gonna go ahead and walk inside.
Just sit there like, what?
You hear him, yelling, ranting, raving, until he finally comes out. He's got a little laptop to him. He goes ahead and, opens it up, types a few things in the search bar. New York newspaper 2014. Hey, there you go. Here you go. Look at this. Thousands of people, all comatose, all sleeping in the same hospital, and like several other hospitals all around the area.
Is this a story I've seen before? Because I think I may recall this a little bit.
Oh, it's just referring to events that happened in the last year or so.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because she's just looking at that, and yeah, but those were all just like a bunch of random people, at least
And
as
you're
far as
just
I know.
and you're talking about a bunch of random people. I've never met this Connor dude.
No, you haven't. But you think he's random, but my point is, I've told you what he is. And the other person I've heard that was in one as well was also the same thing.
Fair enough.
So that's a pattern. Get a third one, and it's, we got actual proof.
No, once is a thing. Twice is the coincidence. The third one is a pattern.
I don't know any other ones, so I can't. Actually, I haven't even met the second one. The second one's hearsay, but it's pretty good hearsay, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah, I've been to Travis's head a few times because he said yes. This was a while ago. I haven't done that in weeks. So yeah, that's where I got punted out because he apparently doesn't sleep very well.
What does he dream about then? What causes his night to be so restless?
I'm afraid I won't be discussing that. Do you want me to tell everybody about yours?
I don't even know what you saw in mine.
Doesn't matter. It's your dreams, right? Your private dreams?
Yeah.
Right, so you wouldn't want me to tell about yours. I'm not going to tell about his.
So you're saying that if I wanted the best out of this, I should have asked you what he was dreaming before I let you inside my head. Awesome.
No, I'm not actually. I wouldn't have told you that either. The same rule applies. I'm not going to break that confidence. I wouldn't tell him about yours either. It's just not cool.
Mm. I missed you.
Nobody's dreams are all pleasant.
I'm sorry. I just really missed you.
I missed you too. I wanted to go. I just kind of got a little bit stuck on some things. Gonna tell you, but just give me a second, okay?
Mm.
Because I wasn't gonna go to the subject just yet. But anyway, there was one scene that kind of confused me.
Mm-hmm.
You were, well, it's weird because most of them I didn't actually see images. I just kind of felt almost what was there. I could get like sense and the feeling, and I don't know. It's weird, but I knew that that thing there was you, and it was in a bar, and you didn't sound like you do now. So obviously younger. And there
Fair
was some,
enough.
and there was some girl, and a fight out back.
What kind of fight?
Well, you and the girl or woman or whatever she was. I'm going to assume woman, or she wouldn't have been in a bar. Um, Thought something that I think was maybe worm tainted, and you both shifted. I think there's a lot of country music playing.
Hmm.
Whatever it is must be something to you. And I'm not going to judge you. That's not my point. I'm just kind of telling you what I saw.
Just describe it a little bit more. Maybe my memory will go ahead and kick.
Well, she had a perfume on. Some sort of perfume. You were wearing that cologne you wear sometimes, so that was really easy to tell that was you.
Oh.
You didn't seem to be, when I say different, I mean you just didn't seem very confident.
What music was playing?
Did I actually recognize any songs? Because there's some sort of
Uh,
country.
Burning Ring of Fire?
Sure, say that.
Mm, okay.
I don't
What
know.
moon was out?
It kind of looked like you were trying to pick her up, but then when she shifted, at least I think that's what she did, and then the creature, whatever that thing was, ran off, and I'm pretty sure you got injured because while I was out there, I felt like I got sort of stabbed. What was it, the back or something? No, in the stomach. I got stabbed in the stomach, and there was blood all over me. And I thought I
Mm,
was feeling what you were feeling, since it was your head.
what moon was out?
If I saw it, answer. I don't know offhand.
Mm, you did not see a moon.
Didn't see any moon.
Okay, that sounds like Arizona. Yeah, that sounds like Arizona 2008.
Okay.
Arizona 2008, stabbed in the gut, didn't kill the guy that stabbed me. I that was my first change.
Oh, okay. What was I going? Okay, it's 2008. That's good. That's a great year. Sorry, I'm a big dork. Didn't put math together very well.
But
No
no,
wonder you remember it so well.
that should have been Charlotte, actually, wouldn't it? Yeah, Charlotte. Huh. Yeah, man, I thought about her in a while.
I see. No wonder you were all kind of freaked out, though.
That was what now?
I just imagine you were kind of freaked out. Who wouldn't be, right? Even though you knew stuff, you've seen stuff, but still. I felt
Um,
I felt really angry at that point. I was just, yeah, I totally was. I was feeling what you were feeling, wasn't I?
I believe so. I mean, the first change does have a lot of really, really extreme emotions attached to it, and uh, fuck, I miss Charlotte.
Friend, I take it?
More than that,
Just say it. You have a
um,
history. We all have a history. Just say it.
she was a mistake.
Mistake.
First law of the litany.
Right? Okay. Was that so? That was the litany break?
Um, bit. Please don't. Please, Leah. Please, dear God. Please, Leah. Don't say anything. Please, 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 please,
I'm
please.
never. No, God, never. Never. I would never say that. God, what do you think I am? I'm just asking you because you're you, and if you let me in there, I'm assuming there must be some kind of trust there. You don't have to answer anything you don't want to. I'm not judging you either.
It was a lot more complicated than just that. But yeah, it was supposed to be a very small thing, very, very small affair, but then it kind of blew up, and people really, really, really just, I don't know. I don't know. They were all screaming and yelling about nonsense.
Okay, well, no offense, but anything that involves that is going to be kind of big. You can think it's small, but you know better.
I know now. I didn't know back then.
Okay. But she, by the way, hasn't. She's like facing you, but she hasn't like changed anything else about the way she looks. Like she's not judging you. Is my point, or treating you differently. At least as far as I see it. Nobody's perfect.
No, nobody is. Just had a really, really good record, I guess.
Really good record. What do you mean?
Well, after that complication in Arizona, pretty much people just gave me a clean slate in the tribe to rebuild. They pretty much told me it was just a stupid mistake and that I should move on with the rest of my life.
Because you were so young.
Pretty much. I was, what, 17, 18? People told me it was just a stupid mistake and get on over with, or at least those that weren't yelling. Oh god, they accused me of bullshit. That's what they did.
So what do you think then?
What do I think?
Yeah.
I believe that people should be given a second chance. I do not believe that just one single stupid mistake should determine the rest of your life.
Fair enough. This. I just know you're not the only one who's probably been down that way a little bit. A little bit. It's really. I think it's a learning curve sometimes.
It's true. It's true.
God damn it! All these everybody giving Lee all these fucking secrets she can't tell anybody. All right. She knows about Callie's too. Yeah, I'm gonna say she's probably not hiding it very well. She has a really weird look on her face at this point, like she's thinking of something else. I don't even care if you don't want to roll, just take it. That would be the first thing in her mind. First thing in her mind on this subject.
Alan's just gonna go ahead and pass over the beer can.
Oh, God, yeah. Take some beer. Realize I should have gone in for one of those myself.
What's on your mind then?
I'm sorry. No, I just want to say I'm sorry.
About what?
I feel as much fun as it is to look in someone's dreams, it's also incredibly personal. And I just need a reminder of that sometimes, I guess. Or I'm going to lose focus and just kind of go crazy with it.
Well, why would you go crazy?
Because it's fun. Doing something that nobody else can do. Or at least not many. Not everybody can do it. But it's not easy keeping all of the secrets.
Well, I'm sorry to add to that burden.
No, No, God, don't even apologize for that. I will keep your secrets. I have no problem with that. I bring it on myself.
Look, yeah, the only reason I said, yeah, do it, is because I wanted to still have a connection with you, even if I was, like all the way on the other side of the country. That's it. I didn't know it would cause, like, this in you. I didn't realize it would cause, like, this kind of conflict. I apologize. This is not what I
No,
wanted.
quit it. I'm fine. I'll be okay. It's something I've been considering off and on for a while. I think I also saw some part of your childhood.
Really, then?
Yeah, an argument with your parents were having in the other room. You're like sitting there hiding in the bedroom. Bunch of toys. Something about you not being his. It's a really bad sort of moment, really. Terrifyingly bad childhood right there.
Wow, you just came out and said it. You didn't really warn me, did you?
What was I supposed? How do I warn you of this? I'm telling you what I saw because I would rather you know what I saw. I don't want to like sit there and keep that secret from you. I'm not judging you or whatever. It's shit happens.
I had a lot of aunts, and I had a lot of uncles, and I had a lot of brothers, and a lot of sisters, and a lot of cousins, and a lot of nieces. Those are the people I hold dear. Those are the people I remember, and I want to remember.
I kind of get that idea. It seemed like you were trying to remember only the ones you want to remember.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I was that lucky. I wish I could do that. So I'm actually impressed with that.
Did you ever figure out where my RC car went, Ben? The one with the lightning on it? Is that somewhere in here? Do I need to go ahead and fish for it again? Because
You
I
know,
really like that thing. I mean, we had 2 sets of them, and we had to go ahead and race them across the cul-de-sac.
give me a good description and I will do my best to find them on eBay for you.
Fair enough. This can be done.
Because you can find anything on eBay if you look long enough. Some really old car. If you find one that works, that's the miracle.
Even if I don't find one that works, I can always rebuild it. I got really, really good at refurbishing toys, actually.
I can see why.
When we were on the run, actually, we'd always stop by a few garage sales, and we'd look for those pieces of junk that nobody really marked off that high. I think I stole about to do $50 worth of electronics for like $1.50, simply because the guy couldn't fix it. All it took was a few wires, a few resistors, some new batteries, some LED lights, and I was able to give a few of my cousins a very, very nice bright light.
What's wrong with that? It seems like a very useful skill, actually.
Mm-hmm.
As compared to me, if I look at my phone and go, it's broken. Okay, take it to them. Can they fix it? No. Okay, time for a new phone. What?
Nothing.
Go ahead. I can see the rant building in your eyes. Go for it.
What rand am I going to build in my eyes? What rand do you prepare for? Do you expect?
The one about all the waste. And because, you know, it is kind of a waste of a lot of things when people just get a new phone every 2 years.
Plastic, electronics, wires, copper, glass. And where do you think that all goes? That goes to a landfill somewhere, and blah, 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 blah. There are plenty of phone recycling plants around here. Actually, there's a few organizations that go around collecting junk electronics so they can repurpose it.
Actually, if you go like to Verizon stores or whatever, you can trade in your old phone too. I imagine they reuse bits of it.
Where do you think they reship them? Those electronic recycling plants.
Yeah, I understand that. No, I have no problem with that. I would be happy to do that. Well, I might as well get some of my money back.
As for me, I'll stick with my brick.
Bright Eyes' phone is as crazy as he is.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I could have sworn I heard it yelling for help. It was the weirdest thing.
Well, how is Bright Eyes doing nowadays?
I haven't seen him since the other day when I ran into him in that alley. But yeah, his phone is just a horrible piece of shit.
Looks down at his Nokia brick, puts the brick back into his pocket, looks away,
Oh, stop it.
turns his head back. There's a single tear going down his cheek.
She just starts laughing and then reaches up to brush the tear away. And it just kind of cups his cheek and she's like, "It's okay. Your phone's gonna live."
Of course it's gonna live. It's lived as long as this.
And the longer it lives, the more likely it is to die. But, you know, not my problem. What? Is it terrible being with someone who's, you know, such a terrible phone snob?
A phone snob? Phone connoisseur.
No, me. I'm the phone snob.
No, not a phone snob, a phone connoisseur.
Yes, I like my phone. This one.
It's very nice.
It's very
nice.
Actually, it's only the S5. There's an S6 out now. It's terrible. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Aside from, you know, wait. Because it's perfectly a good phone. But yeah. So that's all. I guess I just kind of wanted to tell you. Also, it's kind of, yeah. I just find it to be better to be straight with you. Okay, look, I saw this. But that kind of leads into another subject I need to tell you. Yeah. I was in somebody else's dreams yesterday.
Fair enough.
You're not going to think so.
Okay. 1 second. Alan's gonna go ahead and walk back into the house. Walk outside. He seems to have a collection of zip ties to him. Goes ahead and puts one wrist onto one of the posts. Goes ahead and zip ties his wrist to the post.
What the hell? Seriously, overkill much?
What?
Overkill.
It's my moon. I have no idea what's going to happen right now.
Fine. Be dramatic. Did you realize there are people like just in there? All they have to do is like yell for help, and someone's going to come, right? And I've dealt with Callie for a couple of years.
Mm.
I'm used to this. It's okay. It was Alex Greenlee. You're like, you hear the word Alex and you start moving up.
Do 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 do. All right, that was the rage roll. Oh, hi. Yeah, Alan turns Galabro in a few seconds. Alan goes ahead and turns into the Neanderthal man, that half man, half wolf hybrid between the Hamid and the Krenos form. And that little piece of plastic zip tie goes ahead and just pops off as Alan goes ahead and stands up to his full height and proceeds to just absolutely growl into your face.
All the things Leah might be. Scared of him is not one of them. Call it stupid, but she's not scared of him. So she's going to stand there and just wait calmly.
You want to make a dodge?
Yeah, sure. I will, however, since it's reflexive action at this point, just in case I do get hit, we're going to get. It's time for the bracelet. I probably should have done it at the beginning of the scene, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it did not go off.
Oh, that's
Pretty
unfortunate.
sad. Yeah, I guess so. So either way, dodge. I'll try again next turn or something. That's about it. That's pretty dodgy.
Fair enough. Let's see if he can hit. 2 successes as the wrist that was attached to the post goes ahead and actually grabs a part of the post, rips it away, and starts to swing high, actually.
Chill out.
I can't! Yes!
I'm trying again. I've dodged the hit. There, it went off. I have armor now. She'll take like 3 big steps back and just kind of stay near, but try to stay out of his way.
Alan goes ahead and starts to calm his breathing down as he simply goes ahead and counts from 13. How?
I was at his apartment.
Well, I already did the rage roll, so this continues. Why?
Because we wanted information. Well, Senna needed more information. I offered.
No, never. Again. Ever. No.
She just looks at him.
Takes only a brief second to go ahead and turn back to breed form. Ellen's still very, very angry as he simply looks at Leah and says, no, never, again, never.
She's just not saying anything, honestly. Just letting him talk at this point. If that makes him angrier, she will say something. She's not trying to be like that, but she's just kind of letting him talk because she doesn't want to say what's really in her head at this point. So better quiet than to say the things in her head.
Never again. I'm serious.
You're not in charge of me.
I just got the position of Wormfoe. It means I am slightly responsible for the defense and the offense of the Sept.
Is that now?
Second?
Technically, you hadn't told her till just now. There was a howl, but who the hell translates howls for the kinfolk?
Alright, he goes ahead and he's telling you now. This is a revelation to you.
Exactly. That's why I was saying, so really you're going to tell me that now? Like this?
It was going to be just a simple thing at the end of this particular conversation, but now it's got to come out like this. Fine. Leah?
Yes, Alan?
Do you know what is involved with such a position?
Your position? No, not really. I know what it is. I know in theory it's like just underwater, which is no freaking Travis. And I have no idea what you do.
In the coming weeks, people are going to depend on me to lead operations against the worm and its minions and the like and the like. I'm responsible for also a bit of the planning for such an offense, and I'm included in the defense of the Sept. Do you know how hard that would be if I have to worry about you? Do you know?
Actually, yeah. Because what do you think I do half the time when you're off doing your shit? I sit around and I worry. So I know a little bit about worrying. But you don't stop doing your stuff.
It's what Gaia has ordained for me to do. Okay?
Yeah. Well, Gaia doesn't seem to have ordained me for anything in particular, aside from the fact that I have unusual skills that are useful. Why should we not use them to try to find out something important?
Don't put yourself at risk. Why would you do that?
The dude let me put him to
Why?
sleep. He wasn't worried at all. He wasn't even slightly scary.
You do not have to expose yourself like that. There's no way, absolutely no way that I can keep in this position anymore. I can't do it now. No, fuck that nonsense. I'm leaving.
Oh, seriously, calm. Just calm down. At least let's discuss this before you go running off to, like, quit.
What am I supposed to think? What am I supposed to do?
You're supposed to realize I'm my own person and I can do this. Honestly, it was just the one thing at this point. I don't have any other plans. And if you... Morningkill and Travis already know. I told them earlier. Well, Senna told them. We told them. Let's just say it was kind of a group effort. They already know. Travis threw a fit, said all kinds of names. Morningkill got...
She deserves it.
Fine, whatever. That's not what I'm talking about, though. I'm just telling you the basics of what happened. And then, yeah, he almost lost it too. Morningkill, however, Senna was apparently told to use whatever tool she needed to accomplish this.
Wow.
Let me finish.
Wow. Okay.
Let me finish.
Okay. You're a tool. You're a tool. Is that what I'm hearing? Do I need to go ahead and kill a kinfolk?
Can I finish? Since you interrupted me? The reason Morningkill didn't do more than just tell her the biggest problem that Morningkill had with the whole thing is that she didn't come to him and tell him that she was going to do this first. Honestly, I was already in danger. They already have my information.
You are not going to put yourself at any more risk when it so far concerns this. You are not. I'm putting my foot down.
You're not in charge of me.
Do I need to go to
I
Cali?
love you. Look, I love you, but you're not in charge of me. I'm a
Do I need
person.
to
I am
go
a
to your
human
sister?
being. Then go to her. I don't want you to. It's not really her damn business. But sure, what the hell? You go have fun talking about how horrible I am. I don't need her, like, just getting up in my business all the damn time.
Look, I thought we had a relationship here.
Yeah, we do, and I wouldn't tell you what to do.
Start! Just start!
Really?
Maybe I'll
Really?
listen. Maybe I'll listen.
No, you won't. No, you won't. You don't even like the idea that I'm here now. You didn't even want me to move in hardly. You just kind of said yes because Callie was being ridiculous.
I didn't want to move a relationship as fast as Callie wanted it, okay?
I know that, and I don't object to that. My point is really, I understand. I wasn't trying to push it that fast either. If I could stay over here with you forever, she'd probably be much happier because there's a bunch of fucking glue around. If she could tie me up in a glass box, she'd be happy. Is that what you want to do with me?
There's a difference between a glass box and a pit of razor wire, okay?
I don't feel like I was in danger.
You didn't feel like you were in danger.
No.
Didn't
And
feel
for the record, she did warn me that you guys thought that he was, but
I don't care.
I'm just telling you. I'm taking my share of the blame. That's all I'm saying. I'm taking my share of the blame. Fine.
I don't really care.
Fine.
I don't care.
Don't care then.
She shouldn't have done it. She should not have done it.
Well, I have already agreed, and I'm going to keep my word on this, that before I do anything else, you guys are going to know.
And I'm going to say no.
Then say what you want to say, but either Travis or Morning Kill can override you.
Fine, but they have to come to me to say it to my face, to go ahead and say that whatever I want doesn't matter.
Can I just say something? You would get a lot further with me if you wouldn't just start saying no, 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 no. You'd be like, you would just sit there and try to explain to me what's wrong, and we could discuss it like normal people. I am so sick and tired of Guru trying to run my life, and we've been over this before. You've never tried to do it to me until now.
That's because I've never, ever, ever wanted to put you at so much risk.
And again, you're at risk all the time. I have to live with it.
I can't deal with it. I know how to deal with it. I've spent 7 years dealing with it. I've been on this playground, okay?
Well, you know what? No one learns how to deal with it unless they have to do it. And I've already been at risk. God damn it, I have scars on me that I didn't have until I moved to New York. I have mental scars that will never go away. It's not like I've never been through shit.
So this is what you do. You wait until I'm gone. I completely left. When I need to take a much needed vacation to talk to my people, you take that moment to go ahead and do something.
It just happened to be then. I was just hanging out with her and it all came up. It wasn't planned.
What do
I
you
wasn't.
think?
Look, I'm telling you now. As soon as I'm telling you now that it happened,
So I was just going to have to come
I'm
back.
telling.
I was just going to have to come back to the sept, and Travis was going to have to tell me that you were gone. While I was left and could not defend and could not have a say in it, you were gone, dead.
And you would have just tried saying no. Look, I'm sorry about. Obviously, I didn't think about that. I don't want you to have to come back to that. I wasn't thinking at all like that. It didn't seem dangerous, really, and it honestly didn't feel like it while it was happening. But I wasn't meaning to put you in a spot like that. That could have happened. So I apologize for that. I didn't think about that. I didn't think that part through clearly.
Why is it so obvious to me, the risk, and not to you? Why is that so?
Look, I don't get all that much to do that actually feels helpful. I don't want to be protected all the time. Did you know that when I came here, Callie wanted me to move in with her and Dr. Mega?
That would have been interesting.
Yeah, there's only 2 bedrooms. They each had one. I would have been sharing a room with my sister again. I already had an apartment. Why the hell would I give that up for a shared bedroom with my sister? Who, by the way, breaks everything. And drools while she sleeps. I guess I'm... Go on. Is this because I'm kin, or is it because I'm the woman you love?
It's because I'm of the amorous moon, I'm of a gibbous moon, and somebody just told me that somebody shot a gun at you.
You didn't react that way to the arrow wound in my shoulder.
That's because you were right in front of me. That's because you were with people that understood how dangerous this world was. Cinna doesn't.
She's learning, though.
She's putting people around her at risk. I can't abide by that.
I didn't intentionally keep you out of the loop. It just happened as it happened. If you'd been here, I could have told you. But I wasn't. You know how it is. I'm not going to talk about any veil breachy stuff on the phone or whatever. But I'm telling you now, like as soon as I could. As soon as I could. That's also why we went to them to tell them directly today.
No more. No more.
Remember what I just told you? Ultimatums are not really the way to go here. If you're telling me I should be telling you what to do, I'm telling you what not to do. Don't give me ultimatums. What are you gonna do if I say no? I mean, seriously.
Take you back to your sister. Move on with the rest of my life.
And what, so she can spank me? I mean, what?
Because then you would be under somebody else's protection and I could go on for the rest of my life.
And what about the feelings? Do those just go away too?
They can.
So how does it feel about the idea of pushing somebody out of your life instead of everybody else disappearing?
I've had to do it once before.
You need to
Charlotte
turn this seriously, turn this
was
cold shit off now.
Charlotte was yeah. Yeah, okay, what did you see about Charlotte? Just tell me, what did you see about Charlotte and me?
I just got the idea that you were kind of, I thought, like flirting. You seemed nervous. It was all very vague. I didn't get a lot of detail.
She was following me, stalking me, whatever you want to call it, just watching out for me. Because she was Garu, and I smelled like Garu. I wasn't had my first change yet, but she actually looked over me, and I developed a goddamn crush over her. And I have to say, no matter what I felt about her, I had eventually had to give her up. It was hard, yes, but you get over it. I do not want to go through all of that hurt again.
I'm not saying you couldn't move on. People do. I'm just saying, why would you? It's just absurd.
Because it's safer.
Screw safe. There's nothing safe in this world. Nothing.
And yet there are many ways to reduce the amount of risk. Leah, why do you think I'm freaking out? Why?
So what?
Okay, again, Alan says, Leah, why do you think I'm freaking out?
I asked you that, and you haven't answered yet.
All right, let me break it down to you. I don't know the man. I don't trust the man. I do not know anything about him. The information I do have looks completely false. Whatever face that he puts on, I do not trust. He is not of the nation. And there are markings, there are clues. The point that
Tattoo?
nefarious origin. Okay?
It happened before he was 5.
I don't care.
That isn't even what I asked you though. That didn't answer the question I asked you.
Say it again. Sometimes you have to repeat a question over and over again until you get an answer.
I said, is it because I'm kin and you're the worm folk? Or is it because you love me and you don't want me in danger? Because your motive means a lot here.
You want to know my motive?
Yeah, that is exactly what I'm asking you. And I think I know it, but I want you to confirm it.
You see, Alan is going to go ahead and sit back down. He's gonna go ahead and rub his face a little bit. My motive? The reason that I get up in the morning? Even as my own home is completely gone, even though I wake up in the bed that isn't my own ever, the reason I get up in the morning, continue to do what I do, I do it because if I don't, nobody else is there to do it. I wake up because I know if I don't, the worst could happen very easily. I do it because when I look at you, and for the last few days I've been waking up with you, I can't imagine a world where you're ever in danger and I'm not there. You have no idea how hard it was just to let go, to go to San Fran. You think I was just absolutely attached because I was a little bit high? No, because I was afraid of losing you. Leah, I love you. Did you not think that? Did you not know that? Leah,
What?
I love you. And not the kind of bullshit hippie love that everybody else gets. No.
She's laughing at this point, but not like it's one of those laughs you don't really want to laugh, but you laugh anyways. Hearing bullshit hippie love from you is really weird. Okay. All right. All right.
Please don't do this to me. Please don't do this to me. Please.
I don't want to hurt you. I never want to hurt you. I just. I need to feel like I'm being useful. Can't just sit around and go to work, make cookies. I'm not some freaking housewife. You have to let me try to be helpful. You have to let me have a purpose. And I understand if there are certain things you don't particularly want me to do or whatever, but I need to know that you can at least understand my motives behind something.
Leah. I want to hear everything. I don't just want little bits and pieces of you. I want the entire package. I want everything. Your hopes, your worries, your concerns, your goals, your dreams. Leah, I want your dreams.
You can come in my head if you can.
I would in a heartbeat. You want to feel useful, fantastic, and awesome. But please, don't take the short path. Don't ever take the short path again. Do you think I take the short path? No. Please don't rush. Please.
I don't know what to say at this point. I gotta know what to say. Just don't. I don't. Fine. For you. The word possible black spiral dancer. Again, I won't blow it off. Okay? She told me that. And it just sounded like. She also said she didn't think he was, and honestly, I'm inclined to think the same, but that dream was really kind of weird, so. I might be wrong.
He could be any number of things under the sun.
To be fair, so can anybody.
But they
But I get your
aren't.
point. I get it. I get it.
That's
Look. There are other ways I can do that again if I need to. I don't even have to be in the same room with him. If I could do that with you, I can. You should know, distance isn't really an issue as long as I'm lucky enough.
Now I'm gonna go ahead and walk over. Go ahead and just lean against the wall behind you, that white painted siding.
She's gonna turn around to face him, but move closer to see how he reacts. Because she's not gonna touch him if he's not ready.
He doesn't really move, doesn't really do anything.
Okay.
But he is gonna go ahead and take his Child of Gaia stick and, sort of hook it behind you.
move up against him, take his hand in one, and then put her just kind of put her arm around his middle with the other arm, and just kind of look up at him.
I am sorry for being so worried. And I am sorry that you... I'm sorry I didn't recognize that you didn't feel useful.
I work. I don't even have my own place anymore. I mean, it's one thing if you and I had agreed to move in together or something, or even if we make that decision in the future and then we do that, or I agreed that, whatever, if I end up here because we chose this, that's fine. But it's not anything that we put together on our own. And it's like, it just doesn't feel right. Nothing feels right now. I gave up all my new furniture. I feel like I don't have a home now. I mean, it's wonderful in so many strange ways. But it's also awkward in so many strange ways living here with you.
I remember the first few days on the road when I didn't have nothing. I didn't have nothing but the people around me, and I love the people around me. But it was just the bus, and it was not my bus anyways. But there was a few constants that I could always depend on. I could depend on the people around me to stay where they were, and I could depend on the sky to stay where it was. And I felt that as long as the sky was still up there, that not everything had to change all at once, even if I felt like I was lost and floating into the ether away from Gaia. Even when I was lost up there, I always remembered that I could come back down.
That sounds so familiar. Kind of did the same thing in your dream. And the bus was right there. What was that black ichor stuff?
Where did you see that?
In a field near a happy memory. A bunch of you singing Kumbaya. It seemed
Oil.
happy to me. Oil. Because it had that big piston, so I was guessing oil, but the ichory part honestly kind of reminded me of that worm tainty thing that attacked me in the future. I had some of that nastiness on my shoulder for a while until they cleaned it up.
That it kind of related to me before I left. What exactly happened? But during the raid, against the hive, there was a lot of black ichor acid that burned people.
Yeah, it hurt like hell.
Yeah, I imagine.
And that was just the dream stuff version of it.
Are you honestly okay with this?
With what? Because we just discussed like 8 things.
Here's a problem that I've run into a few times. A few times I get anxious and I get worried about something completely trivial or big. Doesn't really matter the size, and I absolutely deny that it should be a thing. And when I do that with people that are actually close to me, I realize that I create a distance. That's not the kind of distance I want to make with you.
As long as whenever something comes up, we can discuss it and you don't just sit there and like order me around. That doesn't work with me. And I understand, that you had some sort of rage issue going on there. Believe me, I seem to run into this rage thing. I obviously don't usually have that, but I've been put in that situation 3 times now that I felt like that. So at least I kind of know what I'm talking about. I get that you have that going on. But that shit doesn't fly very well with me. I need to and then you're threatening to send me back to my sister like I'm some little girl who, I mean, seriously. For someone who seems to be like, oh, let's just let it be, and the kinfolk are cool and whatever. For you to fall back on that shit is kind of a disappointment. It's bullshit that Kelly got punished because of what Vale did. Vale's a big boy. Punish him. He was bad. If I do something wrong, punish me. And the same token, if I make a choice that I did something, then why is it that I should be sent back to my sister? She is my sister. She's only 10 months older than me, and we're both over 18. Callie is only 19. Vale is like 33. Why should he be anybody's responsibility but his own? So, it just really bothers me, the idea that you or Callie or anyone else is suddenly responsible for me. I mean, maybe I'm just some, 18-year-old brat, like, talking out of my ass, but that isn't okay. The system's broken. And the fact that you think that you could do that, it just kind of hurts, I guess.
It must be the way I was raised. When I was much younger, I was passed around to people who said they would take care of me. They did, and they passed me on again and again.
And you were a kid, right? You were a kid.
The justification was so that I would be safe. That's all they cared about. I'm sorry. I am. Because that's not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be to keep people safe and to keep people happy. But when people are too concerned with keeping people safe, they forget how to make them happy. I'm sorry.
I don't think it's really you. Or I wouldn't still be standing here.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I'm used to a lot of this shit, but I'm tired of playing the game with it. It's one thing when you're a kid, but you always kind of imagine when at least when you hit 18, you'll have some rights and you can do more of what you want. And then you find out that everybody still just thinks that they can just make you do what they want you to do. I let Kelly push me out of my apartment. She probably would have been stubborn enough to just stay there with me, which is ridiculous. There's no room there for two people unless, you know, they really want to be close. But I'm not, you know, don't get me wrong. I've shared a bed with Callie plenty of times, but you know, we would drive each other batty in that small space. But I let her do it because I knew she loved me, and I knew that it was because she just was worried about me. Because I'm me, not because I'm her kin, not because, you know, not for any of that. I knew it was because she loved me because I'm her sister. And if that's the way you'd come across, you would have gotten a lot further too. Because this is my girlfriend and I love her.
Did I not say that?
You did later. You said it in many wonderful ways.
Let me say it 1,000 ways. More sweeter than the last, more sweeter than the last. Let me yell it and sing it from the rooftops. Leah, let me tell them. Let me sing, let me howl. But how that moon goes ahead and waxes and wanes, but one thing will always remain constant, the way I feel about you. My lovely lady, Leah.
I don't know if you could beat that last performance. I love you too. Ugh, ridiculous. You know that, right? All this drama.
I don't know. I will probably have to talk to. I don't know what I'm going to do about the other one.
Senna?
Mm-hmm.
She's been talked to.
I don't care if she has been talked to.
I'm just saying she has. She got her. If looks could kill, she would have been dead already.
She was talked to by the warder of the set about a security issue. She was talked to by the truth catcher, who had put her on a mission, who had unnecessarily risked another asset. She has not talked to the man she betrayed by putting his love at risk.
Thank you for putting it that way. That is a much better way to put it.
What other way would I say it?
I suppose no other way. Just try not to be quite so angry with her. You already know how it went.
What would you have me do when I speak to her? Your opinion matters to me, nobody else's.
I mean, I could see where if she was supposed to, that's not even, doesn't even matter because that's not what bothers you right now. So never mind on that. You're friends, right?
Myself and Cinna?
Mm-hmm. You guys hung out before I ever even met her.
She was somebody who was new to the city, who needed a few pointers and some advice, and I helped her.
So you have no other feelings for her than that? I'm not asking about if you want to be like, we want to make this into that threesome thing that Brian was going on about. I'm not going on about that. I'm just asking because if you're friends, then you should talk to her as a friend, is all I'm saying. If you're not, then I don't know how, I'm not quite sure how to say that.
Let me say this. If on Friday she was not my friend, I would not feel the need to express my hurt and my betrayal to her. If, however, on the Friday before I left, I was her friend, then she did me a very, very great disservice, and I will have to express that.
Well, the good news about that is a legitimate thing. Either way. But just tell her without yelling at her. If you can avoid that. All these temper issues, God. She's kind of smiling as she says that. Okay, it's meant to be a little bit of a joke.
He goes ahead and looks you square in the face and simply says, if I go to her, is not somebody to teach. I was the din father for quite a number of months in this sept, and I taught a lot of things to a lot of different people, and I even taught her a few tricks. But if I go to her, it's not as a teacher.
No, I would rather you went to her as an equal. That's what she would want. Yeah, I'm telling you it is. She might not like some of the things you have to say, but so what?
I'm not coming to her as a peer either. I'm not coming to her as a teacher or a peer.
As the pissed off boyfriend of her friend? Like what? I'm confused at this point.
Pretty much that.
Fine. I have no problem with that. You're allowed to have your feelings. She's allowed to have hers, and between the two of you, you're gonna have to figure out what the hell that means. If you think there's gonna be any issues, I'll go with you and just not talk. Just kind of be there.
You would be the dormouse that knows all things and yet speaks nothing.
It's what I do well. It's a great way not to be noticed. It's something I learned early on, growing up in Sept. If no one notices you, then they're not gonna get mad at you or yell at you.
If nobody notices you, nobody knows your value, and nobody appreciates what you leave behind.
Oh, there are people that value me. Because the problem is that just because I do that, there's a part of me that kind of wants to be noticed, if you can't tell. She kind of pulls her hair up. Sometimes I think my hair is the only part of me that doesn't disappear.
And so wonderful.
My hair?
All of you. The entirety of you.
Oh. I think your rose-tinted glasses are starting to get to you.
Isn't it better to have a rosy view of the world than one that is completely jaded and burned out?
I suppose that's true. Maybe I'll make my hair colored jade next time. In honor of that comment. No. It's just when you grow up around a lot of Guru, there's a lot of tempers flaring all the time, and you just learn to, at least I learned to cope by not being noticed.
Oh, believe me, the first time I saw you in a crowd of people, I had my eyes on you the entire time.
Must have been the pink.
Must have been the pink.
Or the question of how the hell did that girl survive growing up with Kelly Crackhouse? Probably that question too.
That as well, and actually, your big sister is proud of you. Very proud of you. It was one of the few things that she talked about while we were doing her fostering challenge. Whatever I talked about, she talked about 10 different subjects. And at least 5 of those 10 subjects were all about you.
Interesting. You are very good at making people talk. But she really seems to like talking to you. It's so weird because, like, she usually talks to me about everything. Like, there's no subject that usually is out of bounds. But apparently that one is so out of bounds.
I'm sorry she came out to me with the story of Avalon and not you first.
Yeah, me too, but it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's Kelly. She's just stubborn as fuck.
I can be just as stubborn when I want to.
Yeah, but you just back down. I mean, not entirely, but you back down
Eyebrow
enough.
raised.
You back down enough that I didn't just like stamp out of here like a child and go to the Bacchus residence, which would have been really terrifying.
Fuck it, let's get our own place. Or literally move here. Let's make it something. Don't move out into another apartment. Stay here.
You want me here?
Yes,
Because
I
I
want you
just,
here.
well, it didn't feel like you did, at least at first.
The most wonderful part about this day was coming back home to this house, walking into that kitchen, and smelling that wonderful Greek dish that you just decided to make for one reason or another.
We're Greek. We eat Greek food at my house. You know, my grandpa and I used to make that.
Tell me about him.
You know, now that I think about it, maybe we're more alike than I realized. Because he
You and
also
your
had to,
grandfather?
yeah. I always focused on the women in my family. We're Furies. What do you expect of us?
Mm-hmm.
But my grandpa was always there too. He was just the quiet one. And that's what I suddenly realized that. Maybe I learned from him. He had to learn his own self-defense to survive in a family full of Black Fury women.
I've heard this story before from Val.
It wasn't like that. I've heard that story. My grandfather was not abused. I lived with him. He was not abused in any way, shape, or form. It's just, even if that's not happening, we tend to be a loud, boisterous bunch. And obviously, I'm the exception in many cases. Probably because I didn't read true, I guess. Kind of made me. Anyway, no, he was. Grandma and Grandpa were pretty much raised us, so his mom was always off somewhere doing God knows what. And Grandpa was always the one who, I mean, yeah, he did a lot of the traditionally more female things. He took care of a lot of the housework. He worked too, but he came home and he did a lot of that. But he loved to cook. He just really enjoyed cooking. And yeah, he taught me how to make that. It's really funny because I was just thinking about that yesterday. It was really sort of comforting thing while I was in your head. Comforting, but at the same time, it felt like it was wrong because it felt like someone was almost, I don't know, it was weird.
In the chimera, in the waking dream, in the waking dream that we all share. We all share it. We all bring bits and pieces of ourselves into it. Our hopes, our wants, our dreams, our history, our regrets, our hurts, they all get mixed up. We all get to share those thousands of different experiences, those tastes, those scents, those textures. those sights, that emptiness, that fullness. In the waking dream that we all share, we are all one. Because there's no judgment there. No judgment of what is ill or what is good, just simply sharing of experiences.
Don't know what to say to that. Sometime I'd have to take you to Colorado to meet my dad and my grandparents.
I like that.
Yeah, sometime. Whenever I go back, I live here now.
Well, now that you say that, we should probably get you some new furniture.
Oh, that's Callie's problem. She said she would pay for that. What?
Have to wait on Callie to do things, to be responsible. No!
Oh, I can manage to get some furniture if I need to, since I just bought it up to resources too. But why? Do you want to go shopping together, be all cutesy coupley looking for furniture? Honestly, you guys have furniture in your living room. I mean, the only thing there is here is a bedroom.
Say again?
The only thing there really is here is a bedroom, because you guys have furniture in your living room.
Yeah. Be careful of the cockroaches coming from Zeke's room.
Yeah.
I think they learned how to turn on the TV.
I'm used to sleeping through a TV. Grandpa would fall asleep watching old TV shows. And he'd be like snoring in the chair and this TV would be in the background. I'm used to the TV being on.
Actually, it does remind me. Dr. Mega told me that apparently he has a spirit of cockroach in his at his place.
That's weird. Why don't you talk to him?
Yeah, I can go ahead and walk over to that aspect of cockroach and ask it a few questions.
You did, or he does?
He did. I can. When I get the chance.
Well, in theory, I could too if I ever. Yeah, I'm gonna have to actually learn that soon.
Dr. Mega told me it was quite an effort, actually, to learn it. And that he had to miss out on quite a number of things. He also told me that he wants to be a gunsmith of some sort, or a weaponsmith of some sort.
Interesting. That is interesting, because, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to picture him doing that. He doesn't seem that kind of hard work kind of guy.
No, he told me that he have to take a few weeks off of work, or a month even, to learn the skills necessary.
Whatever he wants to do. His life. If he wants to learn to be a gunsmith or weaponsmith or something, go to it.
Yeah. Next time you see him, go ahead and tell him to walk towards Frozen Hammers. She's the armoryist around here.
Honestly, I haven't seen him in a bit. Last time I saw him was, I think, yeah, when Vale wanted to meet up with the kin. And of course, everything came out about Emmett and Nico, and it just got really weird. But that was a while ago.
More often enough, we are distracted by our own relationships.
Honestly, Vale was way more distracted by it than the rest of us. We were just like, oh, okay, and I was like, oh my god, my dad!
He was very, very happy that his father had found somebody that he could trust again.
Which is good.
Which leads me to believe that the entire Bacalus family might be just a little bit off. But you know what?
It took you this long to figure that out?
No. I knew for a long, long time, but I've dealt with crazy before.
Yeah, well, my family's married into crazy.
No, your family's crazy as well.
Really? Because I'm part of my family, so you're telling me I'm crazy.
All families are crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, Kelly's pretty much... It seems like she's always searching for a mother figure.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is.
No, I'm in the entirely wrong gender to take advantage of that.
Good? I assure you, I'm not looking for a father figure.
No, that would just make this creepy.
A little bit. Okay, a lot bit. God. No, I have a dad. I have a dad, and I have a grandpa. I'm good. I'm good in the father figure area. And
Fantastic.
and as for a mother figure, I have my grandma, and that's really about it. So since mom really wasn't much of a mom, Don't ever tell Callie that, though. Never tell Callie that. She flips out. I've told her. She knows my opinion about mom. She has completely sugarcoated the whole thing, and it's ridiculous.
Sometimes it's easier to remember the best about people when they're gone.
Or maybe I'm coloring things my own way.
Or maybe you have seen things exactly as they are.
I'd like to think that.
Hmm.
I'd like not to be the one that's, fooling herself on this one. But seriously, the woman was away for a year. How is that any kind of good parenting?
The nation sometimes takes our fathers and mothers away from us.
Yeah, I know. Which is why I say she was a good warrior. She was a great warrior, just not a good mother.
Some would call that an insult amongst your tribe.
They might, and they didn't have to live with my mom. Technically, I didn't either for a year, so
Well, I wasn't gonna say. No, they tell me I have my father's eyes.
Do you? I've never seen what your dad looks like. I can actually show you pictures of my dad. Seriously, they're in my phone. Do you have any pictures of your dad?
Show me. Seriously.
You're trying to get out of my question. I will show you. Do you have any pictures? I'm not asking that you show me, but do you have any?
If there are any, I don't have them.
Okay. Sorry. She kind of holds them in a little tighter.
Sometimes the nation takes our fathers and mothers away from us. That is okay.
That is okay. Really.
sometimes you can only appreciate the time you are given with somebody. Gaia gives us all manner of blessings and boons, and Gaia takes away just as easily.
I
The
know.
only thing that we can do is, in the present, enjoy all the blessings and boons that she gives us.
I don't think I can help but agree with that. Honestly. I mean, we pretty much live in a state of war. So you kind of have to get used to the idea that death is just part of the picture.
Mm-hmm. Death, war, loss, all a part of living in the nation.
Unless you're kin and you're kept in a little, in a pretty little box. Oh God, I'm not the only one who's probably been through this. Let's be real. There are probably a bunch of kin out there doing the same thing, either fighting or choosing not to fight and living unfulfilling lives because they're not supposed to do stuff.
Gaia asks us to fight in very, very many different ways.
Mm-hmm. But what if I don't want my way to be just supportive? Gaia should provide for that too.
Take advice from your elders.
Oh God, really? We're gonna pull the elder card here?
Well, consider this. If I had followed my heart and tried to be useful, you would not have me here. My elders are more wise than me, so I take their words into account. And because I do, I'm here with you, and about 15 odd people are here as well.
It's true.
Do you think it
But
would
you're
have
not.
been?
Go ahead.
Do you think it would have been better for me to go ahead and do what was in my heart and fight to the last and not get out of that terrible situation?
No, you had to follow your orders. But the difference here is that you had a place in the line of command. It was at the bottom, but you had a place. So for you to follow the orders of those above you, that's simply part of what you had to do. I don't have a place in that line of command, but I'm supposed to follow all the orders anyway. There's no chance of me ranking up. So how is it fair that I don't even get a vote? So how is it fair that I should have to follow the orders? It's one thing to get advice. Advice from an elder is wonderful. That's very useful and it can be it can teach you a lot. That's fine and great. Everything that Mother Larissa has ever said to me, I've taken taken into consideration. But to expect people who don't even have a place in the military lineup to take orders doesn't make any sense.
Who said you never had a place in the war?
I say, I was left at home to defend the sept. And we blew up a building, evidently. Not that I think we had any chance of stopping that, but
Easily, swept under the rug. He makes the motion of actually sweeping with his stick. Yep, easily swept under the rug.
I mean, I I certainly gave my blood in other ways before. I guess you could call it some of the skirmishes to try to get some advantages. I think I did everything I could. More than many.
I will have to say it has been a while since I have been simply Kin and not Gairu. Been a while, but was in the nation, did get shit in the sick, did have people protecting me, did get passed around. I can empathize with you, but I'm on the other shoe now. I'm at the other end of the equation.
Yeah, you have a rank. Do I have to call you by that? Because that is never going to happen. No more than I ever call you Silver Tongue, but that's more by choice as compared to the fact that I could. Don't even try that shit. You know I don't have to.
If you meet somebody you don't know, try to decide on the side of caution. If there are people around that don't know about our relationship, yeah, sure, do it if you really think that's advisable. But there are plenty of people around the Sept who know what we are to each other and don't really care.
I was actually kind of kidding. But yeah, I know. I know. There are times you have to put on the respect even if you don't necessarily not so much feel it, just so much as you're just it's a certain situation, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's fine. I don't know. But you really want to see a picture of my dad?
Yes.
Well, my dad got remarried a few months back. So I have some pictures from their wedding. So yeah, I have a stepmom too.
Congratulations.
She's cool enough, but I think she might have been, happy to have the bratty kid out of the way when I moved here.
Well, you were a teenager at the time that wasn't biologically connected to her, so, and you were a teenage girl, so I'm going to shut my mouth.
Yeah, and I was one who was disappearing all the time and coming home high but
usually we went home to get high, so I have no idea what the problem was.
it's not quite how it worked for me. I didn't live the same way you did. I had to go away from the house to, well, let's just say there are a few places around that most people don't realize, and they're kind of away. And yeah, there's no point in telling you about that because, well, you don't even know the area there. You'd never be able to figure it out anyway. But let's just say there are a few fences that have holes in them. You go through, and yeah.
You go through, and they're not people for miles and miles around, and it's real quiet.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But I became one of those people. Which didn't really make Grandma and Grandpa too happy. But it didn't really stop me, so that's just how it went. But anyway, yeah, she's gonna grab her phone out of her pocket and just kind of open it to pictures and flip through Probably it was probably several months ago, and she has all kinds of crazy pictures at this point. So, look, there's someone's of Xavier. Look at those.
Looking through the ones of cross-dressing and Xavier.
Well, hell yeah. And stops on one and kind of hands him the phone. It's of a guy probably he'd probably be about in his 40s, early 40s. With, again, that dark brown hair that sort of seems to be, well, Callie has almost the same shade.
Mm-hmm.
If you've ever noticed any roots on Leah, they would be dark brown. So it's that sort of same hair color that seems to be around. Not that brown is all that uncommon. It's really common. But yeah. And he has the same eyes that Leah has, but the blue. And he's standing next to a woman who looks to be about considerably younger. She's probably in her 30s. And she's actually wearing some sort of an off-white, sort of semi-formal dress. It was obviously not a fancy wedding. And he's just wearing like a nice suit, and they're just kind of have their arms around each other, looking smiley and happy. Yeah. It's my dad, who learned to live with my mom, and then they divorced because he couldn't live with her very well.
I don't know. Your dad really, well, he must have something going on.
Why?
Because that's quite a lady to catch.
Yeah, she actually is really nice. Just, newlyweds with a teenage daughter. I mean, think about it for a minute. It's just awkward. I mean, I actually understand where Callie's coming from when, like, she's gonna kind of roll her eyes, and she's just like, Callie likes to complain about when Anthony brings home his girlfriend.
Oh, how's that relationship still going on?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Well, he didn't mention it to me.
Well, do you really think you would mention your girlfriend to Guru if considering the situation with the changelings right now?
That is true, but Travis is the warden, and oh God, no. Oh God, no.
What? Do you think they're going to take over the Sept? I mean, seriously.
No, they're not gonna take over the Sept. They're gonna come over and party us all to death.
You complaining about a party? What is wrong with you?
Hey, when I throw parties, I chill out, and they just go 24/7.
Have you met any of them?
No.
Okay, then don't make that assumption.
I don't. I know Fiona. I know that they start partying, on a Friday night, and they don't stop until the Sunday, where they go ahead and have a brief service and then start right back up on Monday.
I mean, I've never partied with Faye either that I know of. I've gotten drunk with one, evidently. Didn't know that he was a Faye, but yeah. I have, as it turns out, actually, do you remember the night? It was right after we talked that first time, and we had coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And we were at that bar, and Callie was really, really drunk. And you were kind of helping me deal with that situation very, very politely.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the dude in the top hat that she almost puked in?
Yeah, I thought that was really weird, and the fact that he had, like, really dark sunglasses.
Yeah. As I have found out since, his name's Tribetan, and that's the one that Bettina was,
And why isn't he dead yet?
don't have an answer for you.
I'm sorry.
Don't know.
Okay, I'm sorry. You don't want that. You don't want the vines. You don't want the rage. But why is he not dead yet?
I do not have these answers.
I-
I just know that I keep picking up bits of information from people. Combination of, actually, in this case, Travis and Callie, who ran into him again later. And yeah. And put two and two together. That was him.
Why is he not dead yet?
Maybe because all he did was have sex with a married woman. Most people don't die for that.
Fair enough. That is not a matter that I need to concern myself with.
Also, maybe because it might cause a real problem with the changelings.
As far as I understand it, Travis has a better relationship with the changelings than Blitz ever did. So
Oh, he does. I know he
perhaps
still talks to them. He told me he was hanging out with someone who he said was his best friend the other day. Some chick. I don't know.
Fair enough. Fair enough. They say he follows his king to the letter. If that means we don't have to worry about one of our neighbors going ahead and being pissy at us, well, that's a good step in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. I agree, because who the hell knows what they can do? I mean, aside from enchant. We know they can enchant. That's the only thing we know.
Oh, the
At
thing is,
least all I know.
the thing is, there are so many things here in New York that we don't need to distract ourselves with.
I don't know. The enchantment was a really good distraction.
Fair enough.
If only I remembered it a little better, but whatever. I have a journal full of notes. What?
Nothing. Leaning away from the wall, starting to walk towards the door.
Really? Do you really think you're gonna go find that? Why?
Walking through the threshold. I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm
Oh,
walking inside
God.
to get another drink. The drink I
Follow
hid in
him.
my room.
Bullshit. She's going to go into the room, actually. He's going for a drink. She's just going to go into the room.
Makes a detour towards the refrigerator.
She's going to grab the journal, because it's her personal journal.
Never have me any fun.
Hmm?
Never let me have any fun.
You don't just get to assume. If you want to read something, you have to ask. It's my personal item.
Can I read it sometime?
Why?
I'm interested. I'm interested in knowing more about the people close around me.
anybody, and I mean anybody else, asked me to read my journal, which, by the way, only has like one day in it, plus what I saw of your dreams, because I threw it in there so I'd remember it better.
That's actually really clever.
Well, you know, my memory isn't perfect any more than anyone else's. Figured I'd grab it while it was in my head. But you're welcome to read that part at any point. It's your dream.
Nah, I already lived through that part. I'm more interested in the other parts of the story that I didn't get to see the first time through. It's like when you're really, really paying attention to the Lord. Really, really paying attention to the Game of Thrones, and you just fast forward to the parts you want to see and ignore the other characters.
Well, I never told you how it all went down, because I didn't want you to get pissed off at somebody, but then you didn't get pissed off, so that's in there.
What? What would I get pissed off about?
No, just because I thought you were going to get upset that I had gotten enchanted like that. Because Callie really would have. And I didn't want anybody to be going after the person who did it. What? I am used to dealing with people with tempers. I am not an idiot.
You are not an idiot. Yes. True.
So, if you read it, do you promise you won't do anything to that person?
Leah, I have no idea who this man would be, and I have no means of tracking him down. And besides, you saw how I reacted. I wasn't that
No.
concerned or mad.
No, because it was pretty much like I just got on a really good trip.
Exactly. Why would I get mad for doing pretty much the exact same thing at your age?
Did you?
Well, not with the fair folk. Certainly not. No, they told me to stay away from fairy magic.
I didn't even know they were real till I moved to the city. I found out from Connor.
I guess that makes him a good person to stay in contact with.
That's not why I stay in contact with him.
Because you're learning from him, right?
Yeah. It's actually a good thing. Well, you have to understand, I'm dream speaker. He is a dream speaker. We do magic a different way. I can't do his way, he can't do mine. But the fact that we have similar beliefs means that it's good to have other contacts that have similar beliefs, if you know what I mean. You can help each other out. The way he does magic has way, way more problems than mine. I know. I didn't go into details. Doesn't really matter to you. You're not that worried about it.
There's plenty of stuff in the city that I have to be worried about.
I know.
Like, I gotta worry about the bull-headed Arun goes ahead and tears two people completely and utterly apart for no reason.
What? What are you talking about?
During a raid against During a raid against a few gun runners over in Brooklyn, Queens, I'd have to check my notes. During one of those raids, apparently the new Arun within the Sept 2 pass decided to get some much needed revenge by ripping 2 people apart.
I don't understand. Oh, ripping 2 people. Okay, like actual people that are now ripped apart because they're dead.
Not only dead, but literally took their spine and separated their torso from their legs.
Okay.
Do I need to get more graphic than that? Because I can describe how the entrails start to spill out with a really, really wet sound and completely covered in this slick.
Okay, you can do that if you really want to.
It was like sausage.
But I'm. Thank you. That was so needed. But I'm just gonna say here that it is really not any kind of turn on. So that just doesn't work very well.
I'm sorry, but when I get a scene in my head, I have to describe it.
And now you're suddenly craving sausage?
Actually, yes. I've been hungry for like the last hour and a half.
Well, there's leftovers in there, I think.
Ooh. You see Alan go ahead and whiz out of the room towards the kitchen.
So tempted to just light my journal on fire. I've so memorized everything by now. She reads it every day, trying to get that thing in her head. At least make it feel like a memory. But no, we won't be burning it.
Alan will go ahead and yell from the kitchen, "Hey, you want to join me? Like, microwave something up, sit down, eat?"
I'm not hungry, but I'll join you.
Awesome.
She's going to put the journal someplace else now, at least so that he'll have to either search for it or ask her where it is. Not sure where, but somewhere. It's probably not that big of a room.
Very well. Did we ever figure out what this Greek food was?
No. What's something with lamb in it?
Lamb and noodles.
I don't know. Call it that. I don't know enough about that stuff, honestly. I'm sure it has olives because everything has olives there, right?
Of course, of course. And I guess we can go ahead and end our scene there.
Sure.
Unless there's something else.
Nothing on my list. I have a literal list.
You have a list. Ooh.
I wanted to make sure I remembered.
Fair enough. And thus we're going to go ahead and end our scene there with our 2 characters pretty much sitting down to eat this fantastic Greek lamb. I do hope that all you watchers have enjoyed. I do hope that you players continue playing with us in the Garu venue, and I do hope that you continue to watch us. Good night, everybody.